With us now is Bart van de Winkel, General Manager of the Hilton Athens, in fact a regional manager of Hilton in Greece. A real pleasure having you on the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We are living in a strange era in history, I would say,
Yes.
with interesting things occurring in the economy, but tourism booming worldwide, travel and everything. What is unique about Greece at this time?
At this current moment of time, beside of course the financial side, because we hear only too much about it, the uniqueness of Greece is really all about the archaeological and the contemporary elements that we see and that we are going to experience more and more. And Greece, Athens in particular, is rejuvenating itself. It was famous in the 50s, 60s, and today, if you look at it, it's really back in fashion. It's a wonderful place, not just only for the archaeological side, of course, but the uniqueness of the food, the lifestyle, it is very special to be experienced.
Well, sir, you must be especially proud, being that you are running the most prestigious hotel from a business standpoint, and other Condé Nast, I think, rated you #1. Tell us more about that.
It is absolutely wonderful to be nominated and be selected for the Condé Nast Traveler. It is an award that we treasure, and yes, it shows that our businessmen do enjoy and do love this property, not only from a location point of view, but it has got many elements. Beside the rooms, we've got great restaurants, and here we have one of the top bars of the world. It's one of those elements which we are extremely proud of.
I understand you also have exhibitions here. You promote the arts and culture. Tell us about that, please.
Yes, indeed. We have a wonderful art and culture program whereby we have linked up with a number of museums which are packaged together. But more important, I strongly believe, and so does my communication manager, Tina Taribaba, that we should have art in the hotel. Art should not just only be in museums, it should be in libraries, it should be in schools whereby people are exposed to the art. So we do programs in the hotel and exhibitions whereby we exhibit Greek artists, yes of course international artists as well. And in this way the guests, our hotel guests, get exposed to that what's happening in the city, but also more important what's happening in the hotel.
So I know that we live in a world today that is more international than ever, and you yourself happen to be from Holland. Tell us about the international aspects of business in Athens at this time.
Yes, international profile we do have indeed, not only from the guest perspective point of view. You can hear it already from my accent is, yeah, I'm Dutch. Traveling around Europe, being anywhere and having seen quite a few countries as well, it's wonderful to welcome our international guests. We have guests from about 30% from UK, 30% from US, and then, needless to say, another 30% from Greece itself. We have quite a large population from Greece that's visiting our property, mainly because of congresses, medical congresses, and then the remainder 10% is really from all over the world. So international, absolutely wonderful, different colors, different flavors, and that makes this hotel rather unique.
In this beautiful world we live in, it is nice to see luxury such as in your hotel here. But we also have conflict and arguments that occur between countries such as Turkey and Greece, Turkey and Israel, people accumulating here in the port to make a statement by visiting Gaza against perhaps international law. Many negatives we can talk about. Tell our viewers a little bit about the positives that you are involved in.
It's a very valid question, a very good question actually. Yes, unfortunate, over the years and over the centuries there has always been some sort of tension between Turkey and Greece and vice versa, of course. And that is regrettable because very often when you look at the people, the population, having worked myself in Turkey, you see how they are, the Turks, or here you see how the Greeks are. There's so much similarity from a cultural, from a education point of view. It is very sad. In respect of the elements and the, how shall I say, the relationships between Greece, Turkey, and also the triangle, to make it full, Israel, we are in conjunction with the British Council organizing a wonderful exhibition which will be hosted here in Athens, in the Menachem Museum, and then subsequently we'll go to Turkey and Istanbul, into the Sabancı Museum, and then the exhibition will travel to Jerusalem. I very much adore and applaud that we should have more and more of these kind of events, not just isolated in a country, but cross borders.
A question we can't seem to avoid is that of economics and how so many countries in the world are experiencing some troubling times. But then tourism is such an important factor in alleviating a lot of this. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, tourism is indeed an extremely important element for the Greek economy. We have as a percentage, 20% of our GDP for Greece is purely coming from tourism. And that's quite a large percentage if you compare it to other Mediterranean countries. So from that perspective, we are, I wouldn't say heavily relying, but certainly it is a significant slice of our GDP. Is that sufficient? Can we grow this number? I like to believe yes. If you look at Greece in its totality, there are opportunities within the various facilities, such as the islands, such as the Peloponnese, such as the northern part of Greece, which are still quite unexplored. We have the famous islands like Mykonos, Santorini and all that, but that is not really quite sufficient. We have plentiful Cyclades, and therefore we have also opportunities to further enhance our marinas, so the yachting and the cruises can come back as what we have seen in the 50s and the 60s. So really, from an economical point of view, there is an opportunity. Are we at the end of the tunnel, as what we have seen at the moment, particularly when we look at the various financial crisis zones, such as Italy, to some extent even the United States, or Italy, or Portugal, Spain, Ireland? It is a mixed basket, and we are unfortunately part of this basket. So if we can grow, again, the tourism side, then that will be a good opportunity to further decrease our default, where we are slowly heading to.
Something I'd like to comment with you on is the strange fact that media in general seems to lie by omission, emphasizing negatives, portraying those, and the masses, the viewers at large, get wrong impressions. Here I am in Greece visiting your wonderful hotel. Everything seems absolutely fine and perfect. And if there are sometimes some isolated little events that cause problems and attract the world press, that is strange. What are your thoughts on this disproportionate attention on negatives?
It's a very good question, and really thank you for bringing that to the table, because really at the end of the day, it is sad that we do see these images on television, but when you then count on the thousands of people that have a peaceful demonstration and everything is smooth and everything is absolutely wonderful, and you see the little ice cream man standing on the side and selling his ice creams, and the man with the kalori, it's a round bread and you can eat it, and you see the Greeks, they love to eat the kalori, and they walk around and terrific. And then you get these isolated, let me call them anarchists, that's 50, 75, maximum 100. And they are absolutely destroying the image of our country, which is such a shame. There's no need for this. Because to focus on that, we ignore actually the course of the demonstration, or the course of people getting together. The silent demonstration that we have seen taking place on Cinema Square is peaceful. It is wonderful to see that momentum whereby people, intellectual people, coming and gather together to raise their voice in silence, and yet a small group of the society is getting all the attention, and it is blurted all over the news via a variety of news agencies. That is very unfortunate. That is not Greece at all.
So before we conclude, Athens is an historic city, a destination in itself with one of the world's great wonders. Tell our audience about that aspect of visiting Athens.
Yes, Athens is indeed, you're so right on that. It is a city in its own right. It's a destination in its own right. Athens itself is a place to visit, to spend time on. The variety of museums, whether it is a Byzantine museum, whether it is an archaeological museum, contemporary museum, you can name it. It is here. So time to spend in Athens is something really worthwhile.
So this has been very informative and a great pleasure. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
This concludes our special show for today from on location at the fabulous Athens Hilton in Greece. I'm Richard Peritz. Thank you for being with us.